You might think I'm crazy for saying this, but I actually like traveling through this blizzard, because without it, I feel like something's missing. Okay, I believe there's a hidden item past this trainer, so I'll go get that item once I'm done with this trainer. In the meantime, let's talk about something. So recently, there was another Terrorate battle event, and this time it featured a 7-star Hisuian Samurott. But before I get into that, I want to come back to that mighty EV Terrorate battle event from a few days ago because I left out a piece of information. I never said what level that EV was, so I'll do it now. Its level was 100, and that kind of concerns me in a way. It concerns me because, since its level was 100, are we under the impression that we're not meant to evolve that EV? I mean, think about it. Its level is 100, and since that's the case, if you want to evolve that EV, then you can only evolve it into either Vaporeon, Jolteon, or Flareon, which severely limits your options. Now, even though I didn't go after that EV myself, something tells me maybe I should have done so that way I could test out that little theory. I mean, I don't know how many other people went after that EV, and if they did catch it, then I don't know if they potentially tried to evolve it. I mean, I tried to find some footage of people capturing that EV and tried to evolve it, but I couldn't find any footage of that at all, so I don't know if you're meant to evolve that EV. I mean, if I went after that EV only to realize you can't evolve it into a certain evolution or even evolve it at all, then that's really disappointing, and that begs the question, why did that event even exist to begin with? Unless, of course, it's for all those Eevee lovers out there, because I'm pretty sure there are plenty of them. Not to mention the fact that Eevee was the covered Pokemon for the Let's Go games, in addition to Pikachu, so yeah, there's that. But the point is, if you're not meant to evolve that Eevee, then I don't see any point in going after that thing. Yeah, that's just something I was thinking about when that event was up and running. But since I didn't go after that Eevee, well, I don't know if you're meant to evolve that thing. Okay, moving on to that Hisuian Samurott. So that event started on the 24th, and it ended yesterday on the 26th. But if you missed out on that event, then it'll come back on December 1st, and it'll end on December 3rd. And oh boy, that is one doozy of a Pokemon. So let's talk about this thing for a bit. Its ability was Sharpness, which raises the power of slicing moves by 50%. Its Terra type was Water, its nature was Adamant, its level was 100, and its moveset consisted of Cecil's Edge, Razor Shell, X-Scissor, and Sacred Sword. And it's worth pointing out that all 4 of those moves get powered up by Sharpness, so those moves will hit harder than normal. And some additional moves include Sword Stance, Focus Energy, and Bulldoze. So how would I go about that thing? I'm not too sure myself. Well, before I made this video, I looked up online to see if I could find any items that could help me out against that Hisuian Samurott, as well as use certain moves or certain abilities to help me out against that Hisuian Samurott as well. And, well, I guess you could say my luck was pretty successful. So I'm going to start with items. There are 2 items that I'm thinking of that could help me out against that Hisuian Samurott, and those 2 items are the Covert Cloak and the Metronome. So the Covert Cloak, what it does is it protects you from additional effects, and that's good because Razor Shell has a 50% chance at lowering your defense, and that could be a major problem if that happens very frequently. As for the Metronome, it boosts the power of a move if you use it repeatedly by 20%. Now, just by looking at that Hisuian Samurott and seeing how its Terra type is Water, your first instinct would be to go with either Grass or Electric type Pokemon, but it looks to me like that Hisuian Samurott has its weaknesses covered in the form of X-Scissor, and it could potentially have Bulldoze as one of its moves. Well, Bulldoze, I'm not really scared of that move, although maybe I might take those words back because that Hisuian Samurott could potentially have Sword Stance and Focus Energy as one of its moves, and not to mention the fact that Razor Shell could lower your defense 50% of the time. So, yeah, if things like that happen, then Bulldoze could do a lot more damage than normal. So as for moves that could help me out against that Hisuian Samurott, well, there are 3 moves in particular that could get rid of abilities, and those 3 moves consist of Gastro Acid, Worry Seed, and Entrainment. Now, Gastro Acid. I don't use that move too much, and I'm not really sure how many Pokemon can know this move. But I am thinking of one Pokemon in particular that can learn this move, and that Pokemon is Electros. But the problem is, Electros is a pretty slow Pokemon, and Hisuian Samurott, well, I guess it has decent speed, 85. I believe it's a little bit faster than regular Samurott. So yeah, I don't know if Electros is able to get off Gastro Acid to get rid of Sharpness, because yeah, if you get rid of Sharpness, then maybe all 4 of its default moves won't do so much damage. Now moving on to Worry Seed. So if you replace Sharpness with Insomnia, then it won't matter that much because, well, if you try to throw any statuses on that Hisuian Samurott, then it's just going to get rid of it sooner or later in the battle, because, yeah, that does tend to happen, because, yeah, it can do that. So, yeah, if it has Insomnia, then, yeah, putting it to sleep, you really shouldn't bother doing that. As for Entrainment, well, that makes it so that way, the opposing Pokemon gets the same ability as the Pokemon that just used Entrainment, just so long as you don't give that Hisuian Samurott a certain ability that could possibly benefit it. Not really sure what abilities are out there that could possibly benefit that Hisuian Samurott other than Sharpness. Oh my god, look how slow I'm going. Look at this, the snow's up to my face. Okay, how deep is the snow anyway? Okay, I never traveled through snow like this, but if I were to travel through snow like this, then yeah, I'm thinking, how is anyone supposed to do this? Okay, is there anything in the area? Let me check. Okay, looks like there's nothing in the area. And that icy rock I picked up, I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be a different item in the original games. I just don't remember what it was. Oh, we got something over here. Alright, what do we have? Okay, is it over here? Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, some other moves that I found online. These moves, they could potentially get rid of stat modifications. Actually, not potentially, they can't get rid of stat modifications. And those 2 moves are Haze and Clear Smog. Haze, well, that's going to get rid of everyone's stat modifications, and, well, you might be against me for that, but you really shouldn't, because, well, keep in mind, Terrestrialized Pokemon, such as that Hisuian Samurott, they do have the power to erase your stat boost, so, yeah, if you use Haze to get rid of everyone's stat boost, then it really shouldn't matter anyway, because it's going to go away anyway, courtesy of that Hisuian Samurott. Not to mention the fact that it also has the power to remove any negative effects from itself, and especially status ailments, so yeah, it really shouldn't matter if you use Haze or not. And as for Clear Smog, well, Clear Smog is not a very strong move, but obviously you can't get rid of stat modifications, so if that Hisuian Samurott uses Sword Stance, then I guess you could use Clear Smog to get rid of any of its stat modifications. I mean, sure, Clear Smog won't do a lot of damage, but at least you'll get rid of its Sword Stance boost, so that way its other moves won't do so much damage. Now, I did see some footage of people taking on that Hisuian Samurott, and I think I saw 2 Pokemon that a lot of people were using, and those 2 Pokemon were Miraidon and Bellybolts. Okay, is there any other hidden items in the area? Let me check. Okay, nothing. Oh yes, in the original games, the 8-gem for Rock Climb would have been behind this house, but you'll get that 8-gem a little bit later on. I believe you get that once you reach Snow Point City. That's in this game only. And if you were playing the original games and you do have the 8-gem for Rock Climb, then I believe this guy would give you the Icicle Plate, which is one of Arceus' plates. Now, I don't know if he gives you anything if you do have the 8-gem for Rock Climb. Not to my knowledge, anyway. Oh, Nurse Joy's here. Okay, so that means I'm going to get some free healing. That's good, because, well, I guess Lucario took quite a beating. I'm not really sure if it was from the hail or maybe I took a really strong move. But all that matters is Lucario is back to full. Oh man, the blizzard's gone. Oh well, it was nice while it lasted. Okay, any more hidden items in the area? Let me check. Oh, hold on, we got something. Alright, is it over here? Okay, there we go. So yeah, Miraidon, it's a uber legendary, so yeah, I guess a Pokemon like that could do well against mighty Hisuian Samurott. As for Bellybolts, well, it does have that ability that could give it an electric boost, so that way its electric type moves will do more damage. Okay, got a max potion over here, and why is that guy skiing like that? Okay, I never skied before in my life, but if I were to ski, then I don't think I could do something like that. That's just crazy. Well, Miraidon, obviously, it's an uber legendary, but as for Bellybolts, well, I never really used that thing, so I don't know its stats by heart. Well, by looking at that thing, it does look like it's bulky, but I don't know if it really is. But all in all, if you were to go after that Hisuian Samurott, then your best option would be to do that, and you have to have other people with you, because I said before, and I'll say it again, the partners that the games provide you with, they don't help you out at all. Well, sometimes they do, but most of the time, they're absolutely useless. Yeah, I know from experience. Okay, anything else I could do against that Hisuian Samurott? Well, actually, if it does do that little thing where it gets rid of any stat boosts that it uses, or maybe stat boosts that you have, I don't know if it could potentially restore its ability back to Sharpness. I mean, yeah, I never done that in my life. I never once used any particular move to get rid of a certain ability on a terrestrialized Pokemon, so I don't know if it's possible that Hisuian Samurott could get rid of the ability that it has and replace it with its original ability. I mean, not that I want to go after that Hisuian Samurott anyway, because as I said, Pokemon like that, I'm not really going to use it, so I don't feel the need to go after Pokemon like that. Okay, moving on to something else. Well, it's almost December, so that means the other DLC for Scarlet and Violet is going to come out, and, well, we still don't know the type for Terapagos. Not to mention the fact that, well, since we have Raikou and Suicune in their ancient forms, or paradox forms rather, as well as Cobalion and Virizion, are we going to get Entei and Terrakion as their ancient and futuristic forms respectively? Because, yeah, that could be really cool if that happens. Okay, in this game only, there is the ice-covered rock, and a piece of the boulder chips off, and it gives you an ice stone, which lets you evolve Eevee into Glaceon. Okay, that person over here rather, says that you can use your dowsing machine to get hidden items hidden in the snow, and that's good because, well, I've been doing that over the course of me being on Route 217. Okay, this person over here, she's enjoying a nightmare thanks to Darkrai. Okay, I don't know why you would enjoy Darkrai's nightmares because, yeah, even though Darkrai's Pokédex entry says something about how it doesn't mean any harm, yeah, its nightmares, they're pretty dangerous. Okay, so I think I know where I'm going later on in the game once I acquire the Lunar Wing. Oh yes, I have been playing the Teal'c DLC so far, and yeah, I am pretty much enjoying myself. Although I have to say, those trainers with the black text boxes, yeah, the ones that have modified teams, yeah, they sure give me a run for my money. Not to mention the fact that some of their Pokemon are holding items, much to my dismay. But still, I will admit, teams like that, I guess they provide a decent challenge, unlike the other trainers, because the regular trainers we face, yeah, let's admit it, they're not really all that challenging. So, yeah, the trainers you fight in Scarlet and Violet that have black text boxes whenever you want to fight them, yeah, they provide a bit more of a challenge than the regular trainer. I seem to recall facing somebody with a focus sash on one of their Pokemon. I don't quite recall what that Pokemon was. But whatever it was probably a pretty frail Pokemon, and, well, I guess the focus sash was equipped onto that Pokemon for a very good reason. Now, I'm not really sure how much of the Teal'c DLC I have left, but hopefully I could wrap it up before the Indigo Disc DLC eventually comes out. Okay, I believe there's supposed to be a hidden item in this area. The scenery doesn't change very much around here. Gee, I'm not surprised. Okay, is there any hidden item here? Because I could have sworn there was one here. Oh, hold on, we got something. Alright, what do we have here? Oh, an Ultra Ball. Okay, I'll be sure to use that later on in the game, if I choose to, that is. Okay, I believe there's another trainer over there, but I don't think I have any more time to fight trainers, so I'm going to save that Black Bill for next time. So we made pretty far into Route 217, and up next is Acuity Lakefront, so we're going to check out that area next time.